What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful Monday. I'm doing pretty good myself, and I hope you had a very nice, relaxing weekend. Over the weekend, I come across this disturbing story right here. It took place on May 3rd in Virginia, where you had this 27-year-old brother right here to your right, Tyler Butler, okay, who happened to be resting in his home on May 3rd, 3 o'clock in the morning, when all of a sudden he heard someone trying to kick in his back door, from what I understand. And as a matter of fact, it is alleged that Tyler Butler actually got on the phone, called the police, talked to dispatch, and said there was attempted break-in at his house, okay? And turned out it was Michael Bosworth Jr. to your left right here. He's 18 years old. He had two other juveniles with him. I think one 13 and one 10 years old. Now, I can't understand for the life of me why an 18-year-old and a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old will be out roaming the streets at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's beyond me, okay? But nevertheless, that's what it is. And this is what they say they were doing when this incident happened. Ding dong ditch, what we just seen in the prior video that I just showed, where you got these idiots that don't know what to do with their time. Instead of kick on somebody else's door, you know what I mean, and then run. But from what I understand about this story, the only thing makes it different is Michael Bosworth here, Jr., to your left, he wasn't running. He didn't run, okay? And as a result of that, Tyler Butler got his firearm because he feared for his safety, his life, and I guess fired some shots, okay? As a result of that, Michael Bosworth Jr. got his life taken, okay? And that's what happened. And also the 13-year-old, he was also shot, but he lived. 10-year-old, well, he was spared. He didn't get hit by any bullets. Now, mind you, these kids, the survivors said they were just playing pranks. You know what I mean? This was a ding-dong ditch prank, okay? But there's nothing prankish about somebody trying to kick your door in at 3 o'clock in the morning. Matter of fact, any time in the morning, any time in the afternoon or evening, ain't nobody got no business kicking at your door. You see what I'm saying? Period. You see. Now, as a result of this thing taking place, Mr. Butler here was brung up on charges, locked up for second-degree murder, among other charges. And mind you, I said that he called law enforcement when this situation was even taking place. Seems like to me, no matter what, so-called black people don't have a right to defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what these people expect. Because I'm sure, let's take law enforcement for instance. Had it been any of these arresting officers that arrested Mr. Butler here, you see what I mean? If the same thing happened to them, just imagine what would have happened. These kids also would have been shot too. And they would have said they were justified in doing so, okay? Now, we're going to cover a couple videos. One of the videos is going to go over this entire thing I pretty much just mapped out. And the second one is going to go over that basically confirms that Michael Bosworth Jr. here was actually trying to break into this man's house. The neighbors even said it themselves. So without further ado, let's check these videos out and then we'll get back to the commentary.
Tonight, an arrest for murder in Virginia after teens tell authorities an age-old childhood prank, the ding-dong ditch, turned deadly. A high school senior shot to death while doing the stunt, his friends say, for a TicToc video. Now the homeowner, Tyler Chase Butler, arrested and accused of second-degree murder. The Spotsylvania County Sheriff's Office saying in a press release it was 3 a.m. Saturday morning when they got a call for a burglary in progress where shots were fired. Deputies found two people with gunshot wounds on the scene, 18-year-old Michael Bosworth Jr. was transported to a local hospital where he died just hours before his high school prom. His stepfather telling me he was a student athlete who played lacrosse, football, and wrestled, now gone. Another teen grazed with a bullet, telling investigators, according to court records, they weren't trying to break into the home to steal anything. They were just ringing doorbells and running away. And a third teen, not shot, telling authorities the same story and showing police a similar video from earlier that night. The question is whether a resident can claim self-defense in such a case.
In Virginia, if you are going to use lethal force, you have to be in fear from the perspective of a reasonable person of bodily harm, great bodily harm, or death.
The sheriff's office saying the butler is held on no bond at a local jail. We haven't been able to reach him or an attorney. The investigation is still ongoing and may uncover if it really was a ding-dong ditch that led to shots ringing through this neighborhood and a young life lost. Drew Wilder, NBC Washington.
Still deciding whether to charge a homeowner in that deadly shooting of a teen. Investigators say the 18-year-old was one of 3 teens breaking into the man's house.
Fox 5's Bob Barnard with the very latest from Fredericksburg.
Neighbors tell us the man who shot the teen at his home in this neighborhood overnight Saturday is in the military. The young man shot and killed was 18-year-old Michael Bosworth Jr., played lacrosse and football for Massaponax High School. Spotsylvania County Sheriff's officials say Bosworth and 2 juveniles were in the backyard of a home on Mackenzie Lane around 3 in the morning Saturday, trying to break into the house when they were confronted by the homeowner. Bosworth was shot and killed, one of the other boys wounded in the gunfire. Neighbors tell us they heard as many as 8 gunshots and that the teens had tried to break into other homes on the street that night. The boys who survived tell investigators they were only recording themselves dinging and ditching for a TicToc challenge, not trying to commit burglaries. Reaction here in the Fredericksburg neighborhood this afternoon.
I'm sorry the kid did that. I wish that he hadn't done what he did because he had to pay the ultimate price. Nobody likes that. Nobody, not even the homeowner. Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Not a good idea. It's not safe. Just don't do it.
Because you don't know what's on the other side of the door.
Right. Just don't do it.
Of course, she's talking about the whole notion of dinging and ditching. We're told grief counselors were at Massaponax High School today. Michael Bosworth was set to graduate later this month. We're told Saturday night's prom went on as scheduled. Michael's stepfather, who I spoke to on the phone this afternoon, says they are mourning their son. He was a brother also as well, and they say they appreciate the love and support they're getting from the community.
Let's call it what it is. The only prank in this particular situation right here is Mr. Butler locked up with no bond, okay? And that's just what it is. I tell you what you do. Release this man, Mr. Butler. Drop all charges. And then go and get the parents of these juvenile children and put them in jail and bring them up on charges for allowing their children to run the streets at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to kick in people's door. That was criminal act. That was all criminal right here. Under the geyser of a TikTok video. No. That was a straight up criminal act that these juveniles was committing. They're the real criminals, not Mr. Butler right here. Here's the deal. If anybody, like I said before, call themselves trying to kick my door in, I don't give a shit what time of day it is. I'm going to react in the same way. This man right here, he took the precaution of actually calling the police and letting them know his home was under invasion. Someone was trying to kick in his door. Okay? What more do you want? He did the right thing first. He called the police. What are you supposed to do? Let him come in there on him? Just because some kids out here, and it, like I said, it wasn't a prank, it was a criminal act. Kicking in somebody's door, all this crazy things going on out here in society right now. People losing their lives behind invasions, home invasions, and carrying on. Nah. Tyler Butler should be free. Matter of fact, he need to bring a lawsuit up against the police department for even arresting him in the first place. And these parents of these juveniles need to be in jail for letting your kids run rapid 3 o'clock in the morning trying to kick in folks' doors. What else you thought was going to happen to them? At this point, it seems like to me that Michael Bosworth Jr. here, didn't value his life whatsoever. Because wasn't none jokish or prankish about what he was out there doing last Saturday morning. That's just what it is. You know, that's just what it is. And let this be a lesson to the rest of you idiots out there, you teenagers. Find something else to do, more constructive with your time than putting your life at risk. This should be a prime example for you. Find something else to do with your time. I'll be coming across all of these TikTok challenges and videos and people setting themselves on fire, calling themselves, doing pranks, just silly, losing their lives, eating these hot ass tortilla chips, going into convulsions, dropping dead on the spot. You see what I mean? You don't value life. It's too bad that Michael Bosworth Jr. took to do this thing right here. Because like I said, I don't believe that it was a TikTok prank. I really, really don't. Because if you notice, and those the prior videos that we watched, they would kick on these doors or hit on these doors and then take off running. Michael Bosworth and the other two, they didn't do that. They stuck around. So that tell you right there what they were actually doing. That's just what it is, people. Too bad young man chose to risk his life and he lost it in doing so. But hopefully, like I said, a lesson can be learned to the rest of these children out there, these teenagers. Don't do this. This is a deadly thing right here that you're doing. That's all I got on this one, people. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular video right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on it in the comment section. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.